Sometimes when we look at where Blue Man Group has gone, with shows around the country and now one of the most successful shows in Las Vegas, we just sort of scratch our heads when we think especially about how we started. Basically just, the three of us saying, why don't we get bald and blue and do stuff.
Blue Man Group, take one. Take two.
We knew we wanted to have an element of the show that was primal and tribal, but we wanted to also reference our frustration with the fact that we wanted to do something creative and artistic, but we weren't really like painters or fine arts visual artists in that way. So we thought, how can you be a drummer, basically, because that's what we were. How can you be a drummer and be creative and artistic? Well, it turns out the Blue Man character showed us the way.
We were inspired by painters like Jackson Pollock, who used paint in an abstract way to express their inner emotional states. We learned that we could use paint while making music in a similar way. We also learned that you could make up for a lack of talent by being funny. The paint drumming piece helped us establish an aesthetic, which is primal, musical, comedic, visually vivid combination that's a little bit unusual. And underneath it all, the Blue Man character has this desire to create, whether it's to make something or express something or to transform something.
It's a creative moment. It's a simple, creative moment.
It is easy to misunderstand the Blue Man a little bit. Sometimes when you come in and you see him, it can look a little intimidating or different. The Blue Man is different.
Serious.
He can look a little serious, doesn't speak. There's not a lot of big facial expressions. You can look at the Blue Man and not be sure, is he friendly? How does it work? The Blue Man's very respectful of the audience members. I mean, hopefully the whole show is, to the audience's intelligence and to their dignity. So that's been something we've actually learned from spending time with this character, trying to treat each other respectfully.
doesn't really understand our customs or the way we do things, but I think you find that he catches on pretty quickly.
The Blue Man, he reacts a little differently than you and I might because the Blue Man doesn't have ego to get in the way. He's not self-conscious. He's not trying to make an impression. He just is.
The Blue Man's lack of self-consciousness has been something that's inspired us with our creative process. To try something new, you have to be willing and have the courage to just forge ahead, regardless of whether you feel silly doing it. You have to shed the self-consciousness.
You know, it seems like when we're all kids, at one time, like, everybody paints, but somehow we throw away that kind of inspiration in the moment, and we get rid of a bunch of other things, too.
We tend to think that the part of ourselves that feels different should be hidden. I mean, covered up. And I think what the Blue Man message is that, you know, do not hide that, because that part of you is the key to, you know, one's individuality, but also like letting it out lets all this creativity out. You know, having the courage to expose that part of yourself. When we drum on the paint, the vibrant color is a way of expressing the vibrance that happens when you let your outsider come out. The paper finale in the show is a piece we worked on for years. We wanted to have a really great, spectacular ending, but we also were hoping that we could have something that encapsulates what the whole show is about, what our project and everything that our journey has been about.
Paper finale is something that's sort of indescribable. It's something you have to experience. There's all this recycled paper, there's strobe, there's blacklight, it's sensory overload. The entire audience is connected by the paper. That's completely different every night. It completely depends on who's in the audience, how you're moving the paper, how it's coming down. Everyone is touching a piece of this streamer paper.
Every night it's different. I think that's the thing that makes it interesting. It's just like everyone's connected in a way that they're not used to at theater.
You can see that what it's saying is that if you're willing to be a little wild, just kind of get beyond your self-consciousness, have a little bit of courage, and you're willing to unleash the power of collaboration, because it takes everyone in the audience to do that, then you'll be able to create something that's beyond your wildest dreams. And that's really what happened to us.